What's up, guys? I'm Kyle Milan. We are back. Are we live? We're back live. It's been 5 months. For those of you that are new to the content, we were going live hardcore for the first half of the year. Got super busy with client stuff, us expanding, new employees, all the services that we offer. We have hit this to the back seat, but we're back and we've got new team members and we're pushing hard at the end of 2023, rolling into 2024. If you guys are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, we have over probably 975 videos now on my YouTube channel. Just type in my name, everything about industrial sales, industrial marketing, tips, tricks, strategies, behind the scenes. Everything that we do is there to help you guys out for free. I'm all about educating people, providing content. You don't have to hire us to know what we know and do what we do. We want to give it all away. If you guys need help, head over to mfgtribe.com, check us out. Book some time with our sales team and we'll take all the heavy lifting off your shoulders and do it all for you. So enough of the pitching. We're going to get into this content. Today, we're talking about 2024 Industrial Marketing Guide. Everybody in the comment section, if you are watching this live, leave a comment below and just say, I'm on. If you guys are interested in learning about some key areas to focus on in 2024, put a comment section, leave a thumb, something to know that we are here with you and see this audience. We are also live on YouTube. For those of you on YouTube watching it, what is up? LinkedIn is typically where we get most of our viewership live from, and we can actually see who you are. But put a comment section below, hit them blue thumbs on LinkedIn, and show us some love. The whole replay will be on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn sucks with their live replays. You got to go through the post feed and see it, and we post so many times a day that it will get lost. So be sure to go over to the YouTube, subscribe to the channel. That live replay will be there indefinitely, and then we will create shorter content from it. Got a whiteboard this time. So those of you that have been watching me for a couple of years, first time using a whiteboard, but I was like, you know what? I need to write some stuff down for this group because I need to really dive into this. So we're going to jump into 2024. First, we're going to start at 2023. So let's look at what sucked in 2023. And this is not based on just some theories that we have. This is based on actual data. So for those of you that don't know what we do, we're an industrial sales and marketing agency. We have dozens of clients throughout the world. We do everything with service providers, product people, equipment, machinery, services, automation, like everything in between. People that have physical products, technical products that need our team of industrial sales and marketing experts. We've been doing this for 8 years. This data that I'm going to review with you and this strategy is based on what we have seen, based on the things that we have seen over the last year, even into 2022, looking at new clients come in 2023. We look at their data because every decision that we make has to be backed on data. And so this data is based on that. This is not Kyle being like, this is what Kyle spent on ads. This is what Kyle did. And this is what worked. This is our client side. Now, some things have changed in 2023. Some things that we thought would be better just didn't perform. So let's dive into it. So the first thing is going to be the metrics. What sucked in 2023 is the metrics. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is the fact that people aren't tracking metrics, the fact that people have marketing spend and they're not tracking the performance of it. They're just doing it because they've always done it, whether it's a trade show, publications, ad spend, certain tactics that they're using. They're not even tracking the metrics and being like, is this working? We're just doing it because we've always done it. Now, we know that industrial is the slowest to turn over into new marketing strategies. I've been in it for 23 years, and it is a beast to change people's minds into this is what's working right now, and this is how you should go with digital. But nobody's tracking metrics. You guys sucked it up for most people that we've come across, sucked it up in 2023 with your metric tracking. It's like, yeah, we're tracking website impressions, stuff like that, but did you tie everything together? Did you look at what you're putting in and what you're getting out in all different areas of marketing, even sales, even your time and energy? What are you guys doing? Metrics were sucking there. Next, we're going to talk about print publications. All my print publication lovers out there, not saying all print, but I'm saying a lot of print. Print publications. For those of you that have been following me for a while, know that I'm a little bit bullish against doing anything on print because you can't typically track it. And if you can't track it, how could I possibly say that this worked? If I do something, I don't have any tracking, any metrics, impressions, click-through rate, leads converted, deals done from it. If I don't have that, then I can't possibly justify to our clients that they should keep doing something. Now, with print publications, We went through in 2023 $890,000 of spend that did not produce a positive return. These are from various methods. So this is print advertising at trade shows, publications, half-page ad, full-page ad, promoting articles, writing content for print publications, doing digital shout-outs, email shout-outs at the bottom, sponsorships for things, all of that in between. We looked at $890,000 that we were given and in control of, and a lot of it was, we already signed up for this, so you kind of got to ride with it, and we're going to do what we can with the creative behind it, but we can't just say don't do that, right? These are people that we didn't say you guys should be spending $890,000 across all these clients in print ad spend in 2023. That was not our decision. We were kind of handed this and said, we're already signed up for it, we can't get out of it, we've already spent the money, try and do what you can. Now, 890 of that was not a good investment. And there was more that we spent. It was closer to like 1.3, 1.4 million that we were in control of that did have a positive return, but it's on a case-by-case basis. Now, I'm not saying that print ads are completely dead. We have to go into it with the train of thought that I'm not going to be able to track this as much. If a print company comes to you and says, I have 64,000 engineers that read my magazine, prove it, right? That you have 64,000 engineers that you send it to, print or digital, but can you really prove the print side that somebody actually read it, saw it? The only way to track that back on an opportunity to ask the person when the opportunity comes through, how did you find it? Why are you interested in my machinery? Why are you interested in our CNC service? Dude, I saw you in the ABC print magazine, and I was like, I have to check these guys out. It was such a good article written, et cetera, et cetera. That's the only way to track it. We went through all the digital side with our clients. So it's print advertising that has a digital forefront that is somewhat trackable, right? They clicked the link, they looked at the article, they clicked the link back, came to your website. I can track all of that activity. I can see everything that's going on. But out of more than half of the ad spend was just complete waste. If you guys are enjoying this type of format, put some comments below and say, I like it. I like it. Next thing is going to be Bing. Who even uses Bing? Bing search ads. What are we looking at? What cards were we dealt? We took over a lot of Bing search ads because most agencies, 55? Dang. Most agencies don't know industrial. And if they don't know industrial, they couldn't possibly tell you what engineers, purchasing, and operations people are going to search or what they think or what they want to see. They don't know your market. It's like, oh, but they are experts in industrial. They're probably not like us. They're not the best. $355,000 of spend on Bing that we completely tanked for our clients and said, that is not in the budget next year. This is across about 7 clients, 6, 7 clients that spent that. We were brought in, whether it's halfway through the year, 3/4 of the way through the year, end of the year, we were brought in. It was like, this is what they spent. So they're like, what should we do in 2024? Stop that Bing ad spend. It resulted in almost nothing. It resulted in a couple leads, but those leads didn't result in anything. And that's the thing is like, if you're just looking at the metrics at the high level and being like, I spent this much money on advertising, it brought in impressions. I had people click. The click-through rate was good. It brought traffic to the site. It added conversions. Cool, we're good. Let's keep spending the money. But track that all the way through. And we'll get into this. This is like full circle marketing. Track it all the way through. Then you had a conversation with the person. Were they qualified? No. And you just start wiping them out. So it is a waste of money. Now, you can't just base it off a short period of time, like testing it for 2 months, testing it for 3 months. All the stuff that we killed for our clients for Bing ads, they had been doing for multiple years. We went back and said, look, we're going to try and fix the creative. We really want this to work. So we're going to test it out for 60 days, reduce ad spend, try and optimize it, fix the creative, landing page, where it's going, et cetera, see if this is even worth it to continue to market to. And the answer was always no, even after we did what we could do. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't completely work for everybody. So if people are going to leave comments and be like, dude, we do $1 million in Bing ad a year and it creates $20 million worth of business for us, great. It can work. In our cases, which is across multiple verticals, industrial services and products, it did not. So Bing ads. The next thing is going to be 2023 is too many trade shows. I 100% agree that strategic trade shows can work. But we had clients that were going to dozens of trade shows a year. Dozens. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Right, Laura? Isn't that ridiculous? Laura's like, yep.
Yeah, here's how you don't write that far over on the right on the whiteboard.
Because it doesn't show up?
No.
See, we need, so too many trade shows. I'm going to go like this. Too many, like this. Is this good?
That's
Trade shows. We're going to do a hard stop on this line.
good.
Right there. Do not write past it. So too many trade shows. We had clients, like I said, they were doing a dozen, couple dozen, all over the world. They're like, if it's in chemicals, we need to be there. If it's in med device, we need to be there. If it's in heavy equipment, we need to be there. It didn't work. And how do you know it doesn't work? Because you have to track the metrics. Just add it all up. Look at the entire budget, what you spent for each trade show. And if you just focus on the vanity metrics of, we spent $20,000 and I got 100 leads, cool. But what did they result to? Well, Kyle, we can't tell you that because it's a long sales cycle. It's 12-month sales cycle. Okay, but you kind of do know. After that initial conversation through the qualification process, you kind of do know if this person could be a high potential to be a good fit. Do they have a need? Do they have a budget? That's what it comes down to, right? Do they have a need for what you do, i.e. a problem? You have the solution, but can they afford you? Can they afford your equipment? Can they afford your CNC prices? Can you ask them, hey, I know you don't have a project right now, for me to quote, let's say you're a CNC machine shop, anybody doing custom services, stamper, former, whatever. I know you don't have any prices right now, but could you give me one of your older projects just so I can do some pricing to see if we're competitive, just to see if we're in the ballpark. So I can understand where you guys are at with pricing. You can understand where we're at so we're not wasting each other's time moving forward. Now, hopefully you don't have to do that. The ideal state is they have a need right now. You have a solution for them. You give them pricing on an active project. Even if that project has a little bit longer to launch, that's perfectly fine, right? You can know if you're in the mix. But if you don't, qualify them based on an old project. Maybe you're a little bit more competitive on that project because you want to be like, get their attention, right? That's going to be $3.86. That's going to be $386.42. Do that to at least qualify and then look to see, was that trade show worth it? Now, if you're just doing one trade show a year, it's a strategic trade show based on your industry, in the industry you work in, and you've got results from the previous year, I would say keep doing those trade shows, but possibly tweak how you're doing them. Most industrial companies don't do the marketing before the show enough. They're like 4 weeks before, see us at this show. FabTech, perfect example. We went to FabTech. There was 5 of us there. We had clients that were at FabTech. You have to do marketing months in advance. Ideally, you do graphics, social, videos, get names of people that are going, look at the hashtags, reach out to people. Current prospects, current leads. Are you guys going to FabTech 2023 Chicago? We're going to be there. Let's set up a meeting. You do all that ahead of time. You can't do that like a month before. You're doing all the planning and prepping. So anybody going to FabTech 2024 next year, if you are, put in the comment section, you will be there because we're going to be there. We're going to have a booth there too in one of the halls because that's a big space for us. We have a lot of customers that are there. We have a lot of leads that are there. So it makes sense for us to have a booth just as a home base, give away from some free stuff too. Next thing is going to be things that sucked in 2023. I don't know if anybody is doing these, but broadcast emails. What does that mean? What is a broadcast email? A broadcast email is a one-off email. It's not marketing automation. It is Constant Contact, MailChimp, some licenses of HubSpot, the free, the starter stuff. I'm just going to send out one email a month to a group of people. And I'm going to fix the creative and I'm going to do this giveaway. I'm going to do this ad and I'm going to do this video or this announcement. Those are not going to perform as well as consistent marketing throughout a year. Providing value one time in the month and expecting to get 26% open rate on a platform is not going to happen unless the list that you're going after are people that signed up for it. Now, if people signed up for your newsletter, do it once a month, broadcast email, right? But if you're trying to prospect, if you've got a list of 2, 3, 4, 5, 10,000 people, and you're like, no, I just want to send them one email a month, just everybody once a month. I'm not going to do anything based on engagement activity. If they open, if they don't open, I'm not going to send them or not send them more emails. I'm just going to send out a broadcast email. That does not work nearly as effective as doing consistent marketing on a monthly basis with email. Now, email marketing is way worse than it was 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago. It's gotten worse, right? More spam blocks. People are used to it. They put filters in place, et cetera, et cetera. But it has poor open rate and poor engagement rate. Last thing of what sucked in 2023, we might have to take a couple breaks, Laura, for this live, because we're only through one of 4 sections. Incomplete CRM systems. Can you still see that, Laura?
Yeah, I can.
That
And,
weird looking S?
Yeah, maybe we can read questions after each section.
There you go. We'll have to take a break and then read questions. So incomplete CRM systems. What do I mean by that? I mean, people are like, I've got a CRM system. I've got Salesforce, HubSpot, Zoho, Marketo, like whatever it is. I have a CRM system, Pipedrive, but they're not completely set up. It's like you have the tools, but nobody, or maybe nobody smart or knowing your space, set them up properly. Even if you're doing email marketing, no, we've got a CRM system. We're doing email marketing. Are you tracking everything? Are you tracking scores, engagement, open rate, click rate, website traffic, looking at it on a monthly basis on a dashboard, going through that on a weekly basis, looking at performance, opportunities for improvement, what worked, what didn't work, bringing new people in, tying everything together to where somebody fills out a form, you know that person filled out a form. They came from X, Y, and Z. They answered the question of, I saw you on LinkedIn. That is why I'm here. Then it goes into an opportunity. Your sales team talks to them. They qualify it. Then they go into the RFQ phase. They quoted it. They won it. Tracking all of that in one dashboard, looking at all of the sources of all of your deals. And then looking at your open sources, your open deals with sources, your closed deals with sources to see who's bringing in the most stuff and who am I closing the most. You may get 26 LinkedIn leads, but then if none of them close, you kind of don't want to put a whole lot of weight into new deals from there, right? Typically it comes from like referrals. Referrals could be good or they could be crap, but you have to track all that. So it's like their CRM system's not completely set up. We went through probably 4 clients the second half of this year that had a CRM system. They were using it, but it wasn't completely set up. And then once we get in there, then we set up everything completely. It takes a while to do that. Track all the metrics, set up all the dashboards, do all the marketing, the creative, make sure everything is being seen, everything's talking to all of the different areas, even if it's a third-party integration, and then run the system. And now you can track it so much easier. So that's the list of things that sucked. We've got metrics sucked, print publications, a lot of them sucked, Bing search ads sucked, too many trade shows, broadcast emails, and incomplete CRM systems. We're gonna take a quick break and we'll come back and answer questions based on that one section. So if you have a question based on what sucked, or if you have something that sucked in 2023, leave it below and let's talk about it. We'll be right back.
I had to switch up the flow, show you the way that it go. God is good, but his life is hard. But it gets better when you grind smart. I'm just really trying to leave a mark. We tired of being who they say we are. That's the time we gon' take it far. Always be real, we don't fake it all. Tired of 9 to 5, just make enough to survive. Only living on the weekends. You really thinking that's why I'm alive?
Show me actually erasing this stuff. Putting in some work. Tell me when we're back.
We are.
We're back. Is it about here, guys?
Yeah.
Do not write on this side. That clear. All right, let's jump through some of these comments talking about what sucked in 2023 before we go into what worked best in 2023. Let's hear them, Laura.
Let's see. Jake Hall wants to know, is there a certain age group or position that still looks at print more than others?
Jake Hall, the manufacturing millennial.
I think so.
What's up, brother? I think maybe you're the one with the Cubs hat, I believe. Typically wears a Cubs hat. Chicago native, maybe. Jake, love your content, man. Love what you're doing out there. So an age group, yes, there is an age group, right? The veterans are still, like every industrial place I go into, people still have the print publication on the coffee table in the waiting room or on a ledge in the waiting room, the lobby, etc. So many that I go into, they still have that. So there are people that are reading it, but I still have yet to see enough data to prove to me that it works to spend investment. Whenever we work with clients, we treat their ad money as if it was our own. And I am very strategic with ad money. I do not want to spend just to test. And if it's like, I did this for a year. So if we've got a client that spent $55,000 over a year and $55,000 last year and $35,000 a year before that, and I cannot attribute a single conversion, a single sold deal to that, then to me, it's completely dead. Now, there are trade publications, just like some trade shows, that you're doing it not necessarily to go into it with the mindset, I'm going to convert somebody that reads this and it's going to result immediately into a sale. There is a time period where you're just focusing on brand awareness and attention and just branding. Totally agree with that, but it has to match the ad spend. If you're going to spend $10,000 of a $300,000 budget for that, makes sense, right? You're not going into it being like, oh, I really hope that I get some deals from this because my budget's 300 and this is 100 of it. It has to be relative, right? So if you're doing it based on branding, then yes, but most of our clients were spending so much of their budget on it because it was an old, outdated tactic that they were hoping and wanting a significant amount of conversions from it. It just wasn't there. Next comment, Laura.
Yeah, someone wants to know, do you think Microsoft's series of moves on ChatGPT and AI will make the Edge browser more popular and then people will use Bing?
I do not think so. I mean, like possibly in industrial, right? They still use Edge, but I hate Edge. I feel like everybody that I talk to uses Chrome. Edge sucks. My opinion, Microsoft sucks. Now, while they are making moves on the AI side, Google is just going to do it that much better, right? They've got their own system. I know they're not integrating with ChatGPT like Microsoft is, but still, I feel like people are going to go to Google. Could it possibly make it better for Bing ads? Yeah, it could. But considering the industry and considering the search volume and how many people are doing it, if I'm going to spend money on ads, I want to go after the strategic group of people that have the highest likelihood to convert into something, build brand awareness, follow a company page, subscribe to a newsletter, convert into an RFQ, something like that. I'm going to focus on Google first and then maybe spend a little bit of money on Bing strategically. You could, in that case, you could just retarget. Spend part of your PPC spend is retargeting existing web traffic on Bing and Google and LinkedIn and other social platforms, but retarget them on Bing. That I'm perfectly fine with. I just feel like the search volume isn't there to justify the spend for our clients, right? Some other clients could totally work. I'm not saying it doesn't work completely, but I don't think that Microsoft is going to dig themselves out of the hole that they've dug for the last 20 years with their lack of optimization for things other than like software programs.
All right, we've got one more question, then if you want to move on to your next section.
Sounds good.
What's your perspective on the impact of AI tools like ChatGPT on industrial marketing? Did your agency utilize them in 2023? And in which areas were they primarily applied? And then also, how did you assess them?
Dang, who was that by?
I don't speak what I'm assuming is Japanese, so I don't know what their name is.
Oh, okay.
That's how it shows up on my end.
All right. Well, we are going to get into that because there's a whole section about AI, but yes, we use them. We actually have a weekly AI meeting. We've gone through probably 60 different AI tools. We use about 20 of them, but AI is not nearly there yet. It's great for, I'll just give you like a sneak peek. It's great for idea forming. It's great for outlining, but it cannot, like you can't go into ChatGPT and say, write me an article about the top 3 ways to machine these different type of metals and do it 2,000 words, et cetera, and then get back what you want. Now, you can say, have it look into from an outline standpoint. We use it for that. Create an outline based on this, and that. It can do it quickly, but lots of adjustments have to be made. I do not think that AI is going to be anywhere near being able to write actual copy that's good for industrial, because it is such a niche. And also you got to be worried about like the places that are going to be scanning that and being like, oh, this is 100% AI generated. So, but we use a lot of tools. We have some feedback on that. So I'm a board member of the Precision Metal Forming Association, Lone Star District. I'm the assistant chair to that. And we actually did a 55-minute presentation on artificial intelligence for industrial marketing and sales. And we should be releasing that soon so everybody can see, but we've got to do it through the events that we promised first, and then we'll release it to the public. That's not out there yet, right? No. So it's still private. We did it, 2 months ago? 3 months ago. It was back in like September. We did a 55-minute presentation completely about AI industrial marketing. Go over that YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, and you will be notified when we release it. Let's jump into, is that it? We're good?
I also wanted to say I was kindly corrected that that comment was from Leslie and their display name was in Chinese.
And they're what?
Their display name was in Chinese.
Oh, okay. Leslie, great question, Leslie. We are going to get into that. So stick around. Don't dip out just yet. 2023, what worked? Let's look at a big check mark. Number one, my favorite. You guys all know this. Video content. Video content was the number one mover of engagement opportunities, deals, furthering brand collateral, diving deeper into an industry, thought leadership, everything in between. Video produced the best. What do I have to show for it? So we created 1,347 videos this year so far, and our team is on a shoot next week. And the shoot this week that was supposed to be in Canada got postponed until January, which is why Shelby's still here. Otherwise, she'd be in the Canada. So 1,347 videos this year. It produces the best results. Now, why is it that video produces the best results? I mean, I'm not going to go into like short attention span, say more in a video than you can in a written article, all that stuff. People prefer to watch it, et cetera, et cetera. It's like the volume that you can produce. If you have a partnership agency like ours, and you have a team of 5-6 video people just within our company, the volume that you could produce is ridiculous, and where you can send it. So you create a long form video that could be on YouTube, website, post on LinkedIn. From that long form, you get all the short video. Again, YouTube Shorts, which YouTube Shorts, beginning of this year, they said, we're going to take a run at the TikTok and Instagram audience. They have done that. They've seen a lot of gains. They've moved people over to the platform. YouTube Shorts is a priority for YouTube. The second biggest search engine on the planet is YouTube. And they've made a run at Shorts, and they've gotten a lot of traction. Your videos in Shorts, if done correctly, can get a lot of traction for brand and push out there. So you've got putting those shorts on YouTube, sending them out through LinkedIn, uploading them native into LinkedIn, not saying go to YouTube to watch it, uploading them native into LinkedIn on a consistent basis, and then sending the long form videos out through email, short form videos out through email. I mean, you can do so many different things with it. That's why it's a tool in the entire strategy that produced the best results. I'm not going to keep talking about it because I feel like I throw up whenever I talk about videos. I was just talking about it so much. It's so important. Huge star here to videos. Number two, no surprise, written content. Written content was the second best thing in 2023 for our clients, which is a wide range. We've written 684 articles this year. Did you know that, Laura? Laura's like, nope, I just do videos, man. 684 articles, average length, 1,000 to 1,500 words. That is a lot of words. That requires a team. What is our team? We have a team of degreed engineers and some non-degreed engineers that are more creative, but degreed engineers on staff that write articles for our clients. Who do we write for? Some of the biggest companies out there that have 60, 80 engineers in a single location come to us and say, can you guys write 5 articles a month for us? Because you know how to write it and you understand the tech behind it. 684 articles, what are you going to do with that, right? If you want to tell people that you're a subject matter expert, if you want to provide value to people, you have to show them something. Either send them a video, give them a guide, downloadable guide, some tool, something like that. Put articles out there that are educating and possibly entertaining. I know it's hard to entertain engineers. but possibly entertain these people, but at a minimum, educate them. What is a tool that they can use? What's something that they don't know? What's something that you could provide value to them? Whether it's a DFM analysis or guides to designing, anything in between. Think about all the different people that you're trying to target from a demographic, the different job functions, and what they're doing on their daily basis. Couple that with search volume, which is what we do. I always say you're either in a bucket of high search volume, high for industrials, like 1,000 searches a month in the United States. Either it's highly searched for or it's not really searched for, but it's super relevant and it's going to provide value. Ideally, you want to be in between those two. It's searched for and it provides value. But once you have that piece of content, you can do so many things with it. Long form goes on your website. You can send it to print publications, be like, hey, here's a free article for you guys. You guys want to publish it? You can do the short form content, share it out through LinkedIn. You can chop that article up, put teasers into email. You can use that copy for other things. You can put it different sections of your website. So if you have a blog section or an article section, resources, and you don't have a lot of traffic going to it, how do you know that? Because you're looking at the metrics. I don't have a lot of traffic going here. Nobody's going here. Yeah, because nobody knows about it. First step is look at your top 10 most visited pages and put little sprinkles of article call to actions on there. Do a pop-up, full screen pop-up, bottom right-hand corner pop-up on your website. Check out our latest article about this, the top 5 things for that, the top 10 ways to improve this. Whatever it is, put those in and then you'll get eyes on it. You've already done the work of gotten attention and branding to come to your website. Maybe it's for the last 20 years because you have a bigger company, long standing person in the space, whatever vertical you're in, and you've already done the work to get people to come to your website over the last 20 years, know about you. Once they go there, they land on the about page or whatever is the top 10 most landed on pages or visited pages. They go to that page and it's like, okay, cool. Reading through a timeline, seeing their services, etc. Throw in a video, throw in a call to action to download a guide after an email block. Give it away for free. People are always like, no, I want their email address. Give it away for free. It's not like you're going to really do anything with it unless you have a full marketing program. If you're not going to take that email address and then do marketing to them, don't even put it behind an email block. Just give it away for free and then see what are people liking the most, what are people viewing the most, and then maybe put that behind an email block. Written content, 684 articles, ridiculous. Next is going to be consistent LinkedIn presence. You could not, that's so important. Thing is, like everybody, like you guys watching this on LinkedIn, you know LinkedIn is important, especially for industrial. Everybody that you want is there. Everybody you want to find is on LinkedIn. Show me the commodity manager of metals for this. Show me the purchasing person for that. Show me the new product development engineer at this company. You can find them. But what you do with it is the difference between, are you going to push your brand, turn something into it, or are you going to just use it as a directory? You have to have consistent presence. What I mean by that is your company page should be posting every single day. No, Kyle, every single day is way too much. That's what people I talk to all the time say. Every single day is way too much. Here's the thing. If you just look at, and I have tons of videos on my YouTube channel about this. If you just look at how many times a week somebody would log into LinkedIn that you're trying to go after, it's not every day like maybe you are or multiple times a day. It's like once or twice a week. You post something on Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are the most popular times to post on LinkedIn. You post something on Tuesday, they come in on Thursday and go into it. They're probably not going to see that post unless you had ridiculous levels of engagement and they follow your company page. They're not going to see it. Or it's shared out by somebody that they like all their stuff. The feed it's so noisy that they're not going to see it. You have to post every single day. You don't know when they're coming in. You don't know what's going to be at the top of your feed. In industrial, it's all about timing. You can call somebody today and they say, I don't have a need for your automation. I don't have a need for your machine components. We're good. You call them tomorrow and it's like, oh, shoot, we just had a supplier that said that X, Y, and Z happened and we need to double source this. Or, oh, we actually just had a meeting with our ownership, our board, whatever. They want to be doing more of that. Great timing. How many times have you guys in industrial sales heard that? Great timing. We were just talking about this. I heard it for the 10 years I was in industrial sales. I heard it all the time, every single week. Great timing, Kyle. We were just thinking about doing this. So it's all about timing. So you have to look at marketing the same thing. It's all about timing. You have to post 5 times a day. Consistent LinkedIn presence. If you don't have the bandwidth to do it, just hire us. We'll do it for you. All the creative, post the schedule, and all the reporting. Next is going to be LinkedIn Strategic. I mean, LinkedIn's just taken over. LinkedIn, strategic advertising. This is key. Strategic ads. Has to be strategic. Doing a text ad on the right-hand side, nobody pays attention to it. Doing the display ad on the right-hand side typically doesn't work. People still doing LinkedIn in-mail ads. They've even split in messaging. They've split it to be your inbox and other. And most in-mails that are ads go into other. So it's a great place to say, I'm going to go into this inbox and delete everything. So LinkedIn even did that. Those things don't work. What do work is the posts in the feed. That's what works. But you have to be strategic. Have something creative and identify your audience. We spent so much time with our clients this year identifying the audience. It was ridiculous. How much ad spend did we manage on that? $476K of spend. Had the biggest return. $476,000. It had the best return on investment if you're strategic. If you know who you want to go after, if you have a list of 100 companies, targeting those 100 companies and people with job functions in whatever you want, engineering, ops, purchasing, targeting that group in that list of 100 companies, those are the only people that are going to see the ad. I would spend $9 a click. That's what it is. LinkedIn's expensive, 4, 5, 6. I mean, maybe you get down to 3 level if you're deep in someone's feed and you're going after like a non-manager engineer. But I'll spend $10 a click because they're not going to click it if it's not relevant to them, right? So if your ad stops them, they're going to click it because it's relevant. And I'll spend $10 if I'm saying I want to go after these 100 people. Even if no action is taken, I know who saw it. I know it was one of these people at one of these companies, and I could do a search and export it from LinkedIn saying, show me all the people in this, and say, here's all the people that most likely saw it, right? I could export that list into a spreadsheet, and it's not easy. It's not like one click with LinkedIn. They make it very difficult, so you have to use third-party tools, etc. Maybe that could be an idea for another live, is how to hack LinkedIn before I get banned. And so you got to do it a specific way, but you have a high likelihood of success with that, right? Like 100 companies, I'm doing account-based marketing, 100 companies. I know these companies are good. Go after engineers, ops, purchasing, whatever. I know that this is good, and therefore I'm willing to spend $10 a click on it and see if it results in anything. At a minimum, it's brand awareness. At a minimum, you will see an ROI within at least 90 to 120 days, if not sooner. So LinkedIn advertising. And the last of what worked best, we'll do it up here, is ABM, account-based marketing with lists. That's the key. Account-based marketing is awesome. Rifle focus, not shotgun approach. Account-based marketing with list building, saying I'm going to go after these 100 companies, like spend a little bit of time doing this. These 100 companies, these 500 companies, I know that they're good. Now I'm going to go into ZoomInfo. This is what we do for our clients. We then go into ZoomInfo and we say, show me these titles, these job functions at these companies. I don't want more than 2. I want high accuracy content scores. I want people that have 95 to 99% accurate. I want phone and email. I want this geographic location, and I've got my list of people, and I pull them into a CRM, and I start actually marketing to them. That's the key. But you have to be strategic. You have to go after strategic companies and get high relevant quality contact information for it, because otherwise you're just spinning your wheels. But ABM worked best in 2023. For those salespeople out there that you guys are in industrial sales, if you're interested in joining the Industrial Sales Accelerator group, we meet right now on Fridays for 1 hour. Comment below and say, I want to get in on that. We're going to give away 30 days free to people on this live, and we will send you a DM, get you guys to fill out a quick form, get you access to it. In the Accelerator group, we talk about, last week we were talking about strategic and advanced in-depth lead list building through Sales Navigator, and I blew some minds on that call. Select private group. None of that content is going to be public on YouTube, LinkedIn, etc. It's all private. I go through a teaching of the week, and if you guys are interested, say I want in below. If you want to learn what is working from a sales standpoint, which ties in some marketing, but it's very heavy sales driven. So that's it for 2023. That's what worked best. 2023 is over. It's about to be over, so we need to focus on 2024. We're going to take a short break. Do we have comments, Laura? Do we have people saying stuff?
Yeah, we sure do.
All right, we're gonna take a short break. Maybe Laura's got a video to play. Otherwise, it's just gonna be a picture of me. We'll take a short break, come right back and answer those questions. All right, guys, we're back. We're 46 minutes into this. I appreciate you sticking with me if you are. If you guys are watching this replay, we're just getting started. 2 of 4 sections are done. Probably going to go for another 15, 20 minutes. This is going to be the longest live we've done this year. Laura, jump to those comments and see what people are saying.
Well, Brittany Wright says they're in for the accelerator program.
Let's go,
Send
Brittany.
it.
Brittany, I've known Brittany for a couple of years now. She is a killer up in the Northwest.
And Justin Tucker says, come join us on Fridays. To what? He'll have to clarify.
Yeah. Justin Tucker's in it. He knows. Justin, is there value in that? In that meeting we had last Friday, was there value? Leave it in the comment section. We uncovered some good shit there.
Jason Sherman wants to know, what do you consider a CRM needing to be complete? For example, making my HubSpot complete.
Yeah, so what's his name? Jason? Jason, making your HubSpot complete would mean number one thing that we've seen is people don't have HubSpot scoring turned on. Now, if you don't have, I think that's with Sales Enterprise Unlock scoring. If you don't have it, that's fine. But if you have HubSpot scoring capabilities, you don't have it turned on, not complete. If you don't have people flowing through the different lifecycle stages, so you have custom lifecycle stages, custom lead stages, lead statuses. If you don't have people when they're new, when you get a new contact, do they come in as a lead? What's the next step from there? I'm going to do cold email marketing to them. If they click it, if they don't click it, does it roll through a workflow? If they don't engage on anything, what happens from there? Is there sales sequences that are set? Do they go into a nurture campaign? How long are they in your system as a marketing contact before you kick them out and say, this person is not a good fit? leave their contact information in there so you're not pulling them back in as a duplicate because you already know that they're not a fit. But pulling through the life cycle stage of like from a lead to try and qualify them, to nurture them, to possibly they're not a fit, they're not engaging, etc. Different dashboards being set up. I mean, I could go on for like hours of all the issues that we've come across. Things like sequences not being set up, nobody doing any sales sequences, meeting links, not doing automated meeting link schedules, their forms on their website not being tied in, their website not having the HubSpot code in the header or the footer. If it's a WordPress site, just install the plugin, but not being able to pull all that web traffic in, not being able to see your social stuff. If you're running ads, run it through LinkedIn, run it through LinkedIn ads. You can do retargeting and targeting based on people that are in your database, et cetera, et cetera. It's like basically using it for all of the different features, depending on your license, what you have. We are a almost platinum level partner with LinkedIn. I have used every single CRM system out there for our clients, for ourselves. Even when I was back in your guys' shoes, I used everything, and I would hands down say that LinkedIn is the most complete full circle CRM system out there. If you guys are like, I don't need you to do any marketing for us, but can you just fix our LinkedIn and be our administrator? Put a comment below. We will reach out, set up a time. We can take care of all that for you.
Brittany Wright wants to know, how do you break out your time tasks? You know, I'm running sales, farming, hunting, and trying to post content to socials and the website. What part could I automate?
What part can you automate? So you can automate a lot of the basic follow-ups, right? So if you have a CRM system like HubSpot, let's just say you're a HubSpot user and you're a partner of ours, we would automate that follow-up. If you quoted somebody and you don't want to have to remember to follow up on that deal, you can automate that with sequences or workflows. You can automate your initial outreach, your follow-ups. If people haven't responded in X amount of days, send them this message. You can automate that. The farming aspect of it, a lot of that could be automated. What you can't automate is phone calls. You can't automate, I mean, you can automate some of your LinkedIn stuff, but you can't automate phone calls, cold visits, having conversations with people. You can automate the back and forth between what time works for you. Next Tuesday at 10 o'clock, no, I'm booked. Automate that. Send a meeting link request with a form that they fill out with the information for the meeting, and go like remove that. It's like the little wins that you can have if you go throughout your day, you can automate. There's a book called Buy Back Your Time, BUI, Back Your Time. And in that, they talk about a time and energy audit. And so what you're supposed to do is every 15-minute increments, you log what you're doing. You do it for 2 weeks, and you'll be able to see, what am I spending most of my time on? And then you can look at areas to improve it. You may not know that you're spending 4 hours doing X task, and there's a tool that can fix it. So it depends on your specific situation. But I would say from a marketing standpoint, follow-up, scheduling meetings, etc., all that stuff can be automated at a minimum.
Okay, last question. Leslie wants to know, which performs better on LinkedIn, ads in the feed or direct message ads?
Yeah, so if by direct message you mean InMails, InMails suck and they don't work at all. They haven't in like multiple years. If this is your phone, you've got a post, right, on LinkedIn, then second post, typically the second post is going to be an ad, and it'll say right up here, promoted. Sometimes they change to sponsored, but it says promoted. So this is the first ad position for sponsored posts, is this typically the second thing in the feed. Then you've got post, 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 and usually it's between like the 4th and the 8th position. Then they have in the next sponsored, well, this is probably like position 10. Then it's going to be the second ad position. And so whoever shows up, right? Like if somebody's trying to market to me, whoever's willing to spend the most amount of money is going to show up here, right? In the first ad. It's basic cost per click, bidding. You only pay a penny more than the next highest bidder. They're going to show up there. Next highest bidder will show up down here. This is what works. But we never try and go after the first ad, because just based on scrolling activity and tests that we've done over the last 2 years of just looking like, asking people, watching people. When you go on LinkedIn, they typically will pay attention to the first thing and then they scroll. And it's like the second thing doesn't get the same amount of attention. What I always try and focus on is typically the second paid position, which is usually position 6 to 10 in their feed. This in the feed of their home feed, this is their home feed, works best for industrial at least. That's all I know. I can't tell you on B2B, insurance, et cetera, But now there's a whole thing to that. I'm sure that we have a video out there about LinkedIn ads and how to dominate on LinkedIn with advertising. But if we don't, we'll create one probably in the next 30 days. It'll be a topic of ours. So hopefully that helps, Leslie. Any other questions? A lot of questions. Let's go.
Jason Sherman says, walking trade shows versus exhibiting. Are you a walking leech or smart?
Am I a walking leech or smart? So we walked FabTech, 5 people. I feel like we probably made, I don't know, so far closed business from that, $150,000 from 5 people walking that. Our investment in going to FabTech was, I think it was like $6,500 for us to go. We had one of our video people with us. So what I do at trade shows is, I mean, I'm strategic, but I do things a little bit different. So because of what we do and because of the team that I have, I can control who goes and who doesn't. And we bring cameras, and cameras typically get attention. But we were at MD&M Midwest. I'm going to be at MD&M in Anaheim. Any of you guys going to MD&M in Anaheim in February 5th through 7th? Leave a comment section below. I'm going to be there. Alex is going to be there. Mace is going to be there. And one person from video also is going to be there for a couple of days. The way that we do trade shows is we're just there to observe and learn, right? If I walk up to somebody and I'm like, what is it that you guys do? This is so interesting. Then they answer the question. They say, what are you doing? I'm not typically trying to pitch anybody. I'm like, oh, we do industrial sales and marketing. Like we work with companies like yours in your marketing. They'll be like, oh, okay, cool. And I may ask them a question of, what do you guys do with your marketing now? And they're like, oh yeah, we got an agency. Totally awesome. Continue talking about what they have, right? I'm not trying to pull their attention away and pitch to them. I'm just there to learn. If I can provide them with some value, I will. But already just from FabTech, just the people that have closed from FabTech, probably about $150,000 of annual business from that. So that's the way I work trade shows. For you guys out there, walk them. If you're not exhibiting at them, if you're trying to sell to the exhibitors, then walk the trade shows. If you're not trying to sell to the exhibitors, then exhibit at the trade shows. But just go to them, especially if they're local. What does it cost you? You can get in for free almost every single time. You spend 4 hours of your day, 6 hours of your day, do a quick lap. Maybe you see a company or a person, you don't want to approach them because they're busy. Grab their business card, then send them an email. Hey man, I saw you at ABC show. You were busy, so I didn't want to stop you, but I just wanted to stop in and say hi. I don't want to interrupt you, but looking to see if we can connect in the next couple of weeks on the phone to see if we can talk about the cutting fluid that we sell or the oil services that we have, et cetera, the integration that we do. But you got to approach it like that. Don't go in and like, that guy, I'm going to sell to that guy. People will read it a mile, like smell it a mile away, especially in med device. Those people are built different because they're just like, oh, you're in sales? Like basically they're saying fuck off. So you got to kind of approach it with some soft gloves on and just ask them and be interested. If you're not interested, don't even approach their booth because people can read it. Next question, Laura. Is that it?
No, there's like 2 more.
2 more questions. Let's hit it.
Do you have any suggestions for small limited size markets like in Europe?
Small limited size. Okay, so small limited size markets in Europe, you should dominate it and focus on omnipresence, being everywhere all at the same time. Every single one of those people should know you. You should attack them aggressively with marketing, cold visits, phone calls, email, trade shows, LinkedIn requests, create content, educate them. You should be the thought leader in this space, right? It's a niche, right? Even if it's a small market, it's a niche and you need to be the expert in that niche. That's what I've done for the last 8 years. I only do industrial sales. I only do industrial marketing. I could take this agency and do B2B everybody, and we can be 67 times bigger because we're good at what we do, but I'm focused on this niche. So I would say you need to cover up that space as much as possible and be the thought leader and the expert in it, especially if it's a small market. What else you got?
Brittany Wright also wants to know, is there a specific time that's best to post on LinkedIn, and how many pieces of content do you send out daily?
Brittany, you have heard me say this before. I'm going to say you need to be at least once a day. You need to be posting on LinkedIn. Everybody on here that is trying to sell and market on LinkedIn as a personal brand needs to be posting at least once a day because you never know when they're going to show up. Times of day, that doesn't really matter. There's studies that'll show like 8 to 9:30. I just say, don't get caught up in that. Just start posting at a minimum 3 days a week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, post something. One could be a video. One could be a long form text. One could be an image with some text on it. Just do that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday as a starting point. We made the change at this time last year. I was posting 3 times a day. We changed it to 5 times a day going into January and saw a massive uptick in engagement and impressions and reach. So we're posting 5 times a day on my profile. I don't expect you guys to do that. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 1 post a day, change the creative, an image, long form text, and a video, whatever the video is, video of you, video of what you're seeing, video of what you're doing, etc. Post that, try that, look at your impressions, engagements, leads coming from it, adjust and accordingly based on that. New areas in 20, but don't pay attention to the time. Time doesn't, like the time of day, it doesn't even matter. People get way too caught up in that. All right, let's talk about 2024 because it's here in 3 weeks. So you guys might not be prepared. New areas. And I said this last year and nobody did it. And we're on it right now. LinkedIn Live. Be the first in your space. Be the first person that's doing it. You're an industrial marketing person at a CNC machine shop. What? Linked Live. LinkedIn. Thank you, Shelby. LinkedIn Live. You're a marketer at a CNC machine shop. You own a CNC machine shop. Something. You're in sales. It does not matter. You are a brand. You're a personal brand, which that also goes into, in general, looking at your personal brand versus biz brand. Everybody's seeing how I write. Personal versus biz. You have a personal brand. Be the thought leader in the space. Be the biggest in the space. Be the loudest. Be whatever you want to be. Do it on your you can do it on your personal profile like I did. You can do it on the company page too if you got a lot of followers, but if you're a bigger company, it may be like, oh, I need special permission and legal and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Just do it on your personal page if you want. But go live on LinkedIn. You can invite your connections. You can have conversations. You can provide value to people. That's what it's all about, is providing value. Don't try and sell people every single day. You have to provide value. And I know a lot of you are thinking like, I can't provide value. And I call BS on that. Every single person watching this, no matter when you're watching this, if you're live or not, you know something that no other person does in your space. There's some knowledge that you have that people can gain from. It does not matter what it is, but you know things, especially if you've been doing the same type of thing for a long period of time. You need to share that. Don't overthink it. Just think about 5 things that you did in the last month and create a live around that. Hey, I just want to explain like how I do this. Like I've had a lot of questions about it. I thought maybe you guys can get some value out of it. Just start doing that and you'll get a lot of people that respond back and be like, dude, thank you so much. That helped me. As soon as you get that affirmation, then you're going to be able to keep going and building out that content. But LinkedIn Lives in 2024. Next thing is going to be AI. So we kind of touched on at the beginning. It's not to replace people, but it's to make the process faster. So we've got a 55-minute webinar that we gave on AI, 4 different people, plus a Q&A at the end that we did. And so we're going to be releasing that on YouTube. Make sure you go to YouTube and subscribe. All I'm asking is for a subscription and maybe some likes and shares on this post. But AI is not going anywhere. It's just getting worse, right? We talked about how Microsoft is integrating with it, et cetera, and how AI is going to affect search. And all of these things are coming in the future. It's not going anywhere. So use it where you can. Use it from a thought process standpoint. Use it to help you write copy if you're stuck on an idea. Use it to outline. Use it for your grocery list. You can be like, make me meal plans. Use it for anything you can, but just don't have it replace something critical that you're doing. You cannot replace AI with content creation. Although there are tools, we have them, where we're going, like it's been talked about duplicating me with AI, and we can make AI say like a script, right? We could type out a script and it could be a video of me and it could be in my voice because AI learned my voice, and it could be just typed out script and we can create an insane amount of content from that. Now, I don't know if I want to do that, so that's why we're not doing it yet, but it could do so many different things, like help out with video creation, help out with content creation, help out with website design. Say, show me companies that are in this space, and it's based on, when it stopped learning, but there's also extensions and plugins now with ChatGPT-4 where you can have it crawl the internet live. Like if I've got words that I'm trying to optimize a web page, I want to increase the keyword density of this keyword from 1% to 2%. Here's the words I already wrote. Can you just massage it a little bit and then look at it and be like, yeah, that's good. I'm going to go with that. There's so many different things from an efficiency standpoint that you can do with AI. Just look at do a T&E audit, time and energy audit, look at areas where you're spending a lot of time and see if there's a solution for it. Have AI go through your inbox. I get so many emails. Okay, I'm sure that there's a plugin or extension AI-based that can go through it that's an assistant. There already are some of them. I don't personally use them, but there's assistants that can go through and filter and organize and plan your day and et cetera, et cetera. There's tons of them out there. You need to pay more attention to it in 2024. Do not push back. I'm not saying replace people, but I'm saying use it to your advantage where you can. Next is going to be you need to focus on core trade show. And what I mean focus is I do not mean you have a booth and cool stuff at the booth and you're going to be doing a little bit of marketing ahead of time. I'm saying if you've got one trade show, you're going all in. You're doing pre-show marketing 3-4 months ahead of time. You're doing videos plus posts plus graphics plus emails plus doing lives about it. Hey, we're going to be at FabTech 2024. Who's going to be there? Let's get some people on. Let's talk about it. What are we excited about? When you look at your booth, what giveaways are you doing? What's the layout? All of that. You want to go all in. If you're going to do something like that, and you have a 20 by 30 booth or a 10 by 20 booth, you need to go all in and plan on it and reduce those trade shows that you're like, yeah, honestly, we've been doing those for 2 years. For 2024, I just want to go all in on this one, and I want to bring more people. I'm going to not just have 2 people there. I'm going to have 4 people there. I'm going to have people that are walking the aisleways, talking to people that are walking the show, and be like, hey, you should stop by our booth. We've got X, Y, and Z. Have somebody walking the aisleway and be like, oh, that person at that company, I want to talk to them and say, are you interested in winning a drone? We're going to be giving away probably at least 1 drone next year at FabTech. At least 1 drone next year. You interested in winning a drone? Here's a ticket. Or come to my booth. You can drop off your business card in the fishbowl, and we're going to do a drawing. Or give me your business card. Like, let me scan you. Like, do whatever you need to do. Get attention. Put more bodies at the show. And if you're like, I can't do it because I have all these other shows, cancel at least a couple of them. Take 30% of your shows you're going to do if you're doing more than like 3. Take 30% out. Just go all in on one of what you think is the best performance. If you don't know what it should be, reach out to us and I'll tell you what it should be. Next thing's going to be integration and full circle marketing. We already talked about this. Integration and marketing in a circle. Full circle marketing, looking at everything from soup to nuts, cradle to grave. Somebody hits your website, you're tracking them. Then they fill out a form, you're tracking them. Then they're going to do some email marketing to them. If they come to your website, are you doing retargeting ads? Where are you doing those retargeting ads? Is it just on Bing? Is it on Google? Oh, I'm not doing any retargeting ads. Retarget them on Google. This is when I start talking so fast. I feel bad for you guys editing. The editors are like, throw me in 2x, and it's like I sound like ridiculous. Retarget them on Google, Bing, LinkedIn, Facebook, like everywhere. Retarget them everywhere. Amazon. But looking at the entire circle, if I want to get attention from somebody, how am I going to do it? Well, I know I need to push them on social. I know I need to email market. I know I need to call them. I know that they're going to be at trade shows. I know that once they come to my site, that they're going to want to download something. Once they download it, what's the touch point after that? Once I email market to them, if they do or don't engage, what do I want to do with them? Then tracking it all in metrics, in dashboards, being able to look at performance. How did this deal come to us? How long was it in the sales cycle for? Did the deal come to us from these sources or from a different source? What sources are giving us the most deals? It's an entire full circle to where you're looking at the entire picture. You need to get this thing set up and running this month so you can go into 2024 with a fresh approach. But full circle integrated marketing, every single thing, website, retargeting, Google search, optimize that. Don't just let it just spend money. Optimize it, retarget people, retarget. So that's it for new areas in 2024. Laura, if you want to go through questions, because we got one more area to go into, and we're already at 67 minutes while I erase this whiteboard. Are there any questions or comments before we get into the last section, which will be quick?
Yeah, J. Call wants to know, what do you see as the future outlook in working with influencers or larger creators in the industrial space?
I think that influencers in the industrial space, so people that have attention, like you, Jake, you've got attention to your brand, being able to monetize that and do something with it, right? So you've got attention to your brand. You can be a spokesperson. Somebody like I can come and pay you and say, Jake, you've got a great audience. I want to know, can I advertise? Can I sponsor you for this thing? Can you talk about my services? You can do it that way. You can get invites into events, speaking at events. Jake, you're going to be speaking at Forming the Future. I will be there. We're going to hang out at least for one of the days. Forming the Future PMA in Florida in March. We're going to be there for a few days. And so you're going to be speaking at that. I definitely want to hook up with you if I don't see you before then. But it's ways to, you could have a ridiculous job opportunity from it. You could create your own company from it. If you're that strong of a creative brand, boost your personal brand. You might get a better job opportunity to where you're head of creative of some company making $200,000, $300,000 a year. Depends on what you want. If you're just like, no, I just want to help people, that's fine. If you want to monetize it, you can do that. But I think more industrial brands, personal brands that have attention can do things with it, help educate, entertain, get the youth more involved in this, because it's just nobody young. I mean, I have 5 kids. I know what they're thinking about. Nobody young is like, yeah, let's go industrial. They're all like, I want to go software and do computer stuff. Like, get them back into industrial. So it's educating the youth. This industry is cool. There's so many things you can do, but you could possibly either start a company from it and go all in, or get a new job and make an insane amount of money because you've built a brand and you know how to do things. All right, what else, Laura? Any other questions? Key focus in Q1. Major key focus, Q1. Here it is. Number 1, drop the dead weight. And I don't just mean at the waistline. I mean, drop the dead weight. Stuff that didn't work in 2023, drop it going into it. Ads that didn't work, they're not going to work. If you're doing some campaigns, don't do them. Trade shows that you thought were going to work, didn't work, don't hang on to them. Just cancel them going into the next year. Start fresh. Focus on one thing. You got to drop that dead weight and reallocate those funds into something new. This person that we have that is our internal marketing person, I thought they were going to be good, but they're not. They suck. Fire them, right? The agency that we use, we had good hopes. Our contract's going to be up in January. If it's not going down the right path, then renegotiate it. Do something new. Maybe they can not do everything for you and just do something small. If you don't have the internal resources to focus on something, hire an outside agency for that. But drop the dead weight. Number 2, you got to set up these systems like ASAP. You can't do anything without a system. If you guys want to know about how HubSpot can make your life way easier, shoot me a DM or Alex, or come to our website, fill out the form. Put it in the comment section below. We can show you. I can show you firsthand in 20 minutes how to make your job easier. If you have HubSpot and you want to optimize, we could do it for you. No big deal. But you got to set up your system. Everything's got to be tied together. You have to be measuring and tracking results based on performance, then making micro pivot adjustments every single week and month based on that activity, based on the data. Everything has to be based on data. You can't make any decisions if you don't have data to support it. If you have any sort of engineering background, you know that. No different in industrial marketing. Number 3, shoot videos. If you're a personal brand, shoot them 1 time per week, at least. If you're a business brand, just hire us and we'll do 5 a week or more. But you got to start shooting videos. Videos is what work, doing lives, getting clips from the live. Anybody can edit videos. You can hire somebody to edit videos for you off of Fiverr in the Ukraine. I mean, it's super cheap. But you got to start shooting videos. If you don't want to go polished, I love that you guys are laughing about that. If you don't want to go polished, go raw. Everybody likes to see raw videos. Most of the videos that perform the best this year that we've done, and we've probably posted, I don't even know, 500, 700 videos, 1,000 videos on my LinkedIn profiles. The ones that posted the best were the behind the scenes raw videos that I did with my phone. Those had the most activity and engagement. Number 4, last one, is strategy has to be in place, and a partner. Does not have to be a full-blown partner, just somebody that's going to do something with you. You can't do it all yourself. Even we have a client that has a marketing team of 14, and they still have us do strategic, all full service things, right? You can't do it all yourself. If you guys are interested in having us as your partner, even at a small micro scale, shoot me a message or go to our website and fill out a form. Let's talk. We do the strategy for you. We look at what you have and we can tell you exactly what it's going to cost a month or maybe it's just a one-time project, fix your website, fix all these issues. We can do it for you, but you have to have a strategy in place. You cannot go into 2024 being like, what are we going to do? Just more of what we did last year. Well, it didn't work. That's why we're talking about strategy. Did you hit your revenue goals last year? If you didn't, change your strategy. You have to make adjustments. Ideally, you want to work with somebody that knows the industry, knows the space, that could do it for you and say, this is what we're seeing. But if you can't find that, if you're like, no, dude, we want to work with somebody local in our small town in Western Tennessee, that's fine. Save this video clip and say, this is what our strategy is, what Kyle just went through. This is what we're not going to focus on. This is what we are going to focus on. Or just go to my YouTube channel and look at all of the different things that we push out there. The strategy is there. I've done strategy videos, content, fix your web and SEO, rank for organic. Don't spend as much on ads unless you have data to prove that you could do it. Like the strategies are all there for from like a high level. Your specific strategy, take that, adjust it, make some micro pivots to it, and apply it to yourself. But you have to have the strategy and pick a partner to do something. If you think videos are important, like we've proved to you that they are, then just have somebody do videos for you and you do all the rest. But the key is that you have to have somebody in there that's going to help you, because you cannot do this all on your own. Otherwise, there would be no need for any sort of marketing agencies. So I hope that you guys got value out of this so far. Do we have comments, questions, anything in between? Laura's saying Ghost Town. It's because I went into 75 minutes and people are like, dude, I can't listen to Kyle talk anymore at 1x. I need to watch this on replay at 2x. The whole thing will be in the podcast. I always forget to promote the podcast. Go over to the podcast, Industrial Sales and Marketing with me. The whole thing will be up there. You can listen to it while you cut the grass or get your nails done, as Laura likes to do. You like it when I say that. Include the women. Women getting your nails done or cutting the grass, dudes cutting the grass, or just chilling in the shop making some stuff. Play this podcast or just play the video and let your screen heat up like mine is right now. Just running that with no off. So I appreciate you guys sticking around. If you have this far, make sure you go over to the YouTube channel, subscribe. If we're not connected on LinkedIn and you're in industrial and you're in manufacturing, send me a connection request. If you're not, I can't provide value for you. So I'm not going to accept it. But make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on notifications, connect with me on LinkedIn, and we will be going live so much more frequently. So you better pay attention to us next time. Next live is going to be next week. Haven't dropped it yet, but you will be on the notification list if you subscribe to the YouTube channel. So thank you guys for your time and attention, and we will see you on the next one.